Welcome back to Impact Math with Miss Taylor. Alrighty, we're going to be doing parallel lines, Algebra 1. So it says determine pair equations are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So it should say determine if the pairs, or determine pairs equations. Alright, anyways, we're going to tell if these are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. Parallel means that they have the same slope. Okay. Perpendicular means opposite signs, so like positive, negative, and flips, or called reciprocal of each other. Okay. Neither means it doesn't fit in either of those conditions. So you have to know the slope is always next to the x, okay? So the slope for this first equation will be -2. And here, we cannot say 2 is a slope here because it's not in slope-intercept form. So what we have to do is we have to move this 2x to the other side. It's a positive 2x, so we're going to minus 2x, okay? This will cancel, and we end up with y equals. Now, these are not like terms, so don't combine those. We're going to have -2x, and then since it's a positive 3, plus 3. We're just going to write this side horizontally, okay? Now that it's in slope-intercept form, this is our slope now, which is -2. Since the first equation and second equation have the same exact slope, that means these lines are parallel. Because slopes are the same. Okay. All right, let's go to the next. Number 2 says, write an equation that is parallel to the given equation, okay? So they gave us a point, which is an x and a y, and they also gave us this equation. And remember, the number that's next to the x is your slope, okay? And when you have, every variable has a 1 in front of it. So the slope that is given is 1, okay? So that's our step 1. To determine the slope, okay? Or I should say identify the slope. So our slope here is 1. Now, our step 2, we're going to use y equals mx plus b to solve for the y-intercept for our new equation. So here we have y, which they gave us was -2, so we're going to plug that in for this y. We just found our slope, right, which we said m was the slope. We're going to use this slope. And then we're going to plug in our x here, 3 for here. And then we're going to solve for b. So I'm going to put -2 equals, my slope is 1. Now, these letters are touching, so that means they're multiplied together. That's why I'm using parentheses. 3, okay, plus b. Now, 1 times 3 is 3, plus b equals -2. And I'm going to try to get this b by itself. So I have to move the 3 to the other side. Since it's a positive 3, I'm going to minus 3 to both sides. And I get -5 equals b. Okay. So now that I have my b and my m, my last step is to write an equation. So step 3, we're going to write an equation, our new equation that's parallel to this equation. So we're going to write y equals, our slope is 1, so we're going to put x, because we always know there's a 1 there, minus 5, which is our b. And that is how you write a parallel equation to a given equation. Okay, number 3. Write an equation that is parallel. All right, so you're given that point, x, y. And if we're writing an equation, remember your first step, step one, hopefully it's ringing in your head, identify the given slope, okay? So the slope that's given to us is this positive 3 here. So we're going to say m equals 3. Now, our step 2, remember, we have to use the y equals mx plus b to solve for b. So we're going to plug in this y that they gave us, which is -3 here. We're also going to plug in this m that we said was 3 for here. And we're going to use our x, which is 4. Okay. So I start by saying I'm plugging in. So I'm replacing this y with -3 equals my m is 3. Since my m and x touch, that means they're multiplied together. So I'm going to use parentheses. X is 4 plus b. Now we have -3 equals 3 times 4 is 12 plus b. And we want to get this 12 to the other side, this positive 12. So we're going to minus 12. And then b equals -3 minus 12. Somebody owes you $3. They say, let me get 12 more. They owe you a total of 15. Okay. So we solved for our b. Last step. Now we just have to write the equation. Write the new equation. So hopefully you got y equals, my slope is 3x minus 15. And you see the only thing that's the same is the slope. The b should never be the same. Well, I shouldn't say never, but it's most likely not going to be the same. But the slope will always be the same if it's a parallel, okay? All right, I hope this is blessing you so far. Let's go to number 4. Hopefully you are it's connected for you. So I would say pause the video right here. Try it yourself. Of course, I had to give you one with a fraction, right? You like, what? But we got to take it there. So our step 1 is going to be identify the m. Your m is the number that's always attached to the x when it's in slope-intercept form. Okay, so m equals -3/4. Our step 2, we're going to use y equals mx plus b. Okay, now remember, this is why they gave us this point, so that we can plug in our x, our y, and our m to solve for our new b, y-intercept. So we have m that we're going to be plugging in. We have a y, and we have an x. So we're going to put 3 equals m, which is -3/4 times, because m and x touch, so that means they're multiplying, a -2 plus b. All right, so there's multiple ways we could do this. We could put this over a 1, and we could just multiply straight across. But I like to say, let's cross simplify first. So we know 2 goes into 4 2 times. So there's a 2 down here, and then this will go to a 1. So now we're going to do -3 times a -1, which is a +3, and 2 times 1, which is 2, plus b equals 3. Now we want to move this 3/2 to the other side. So we're going to do the opposite, and we're going to subtract 3/2 to both sides. Now this is where it becomes a pain, right? Because you have to go back to that fraction rule. Remember, in order for you to subtract, we had a 3/1, because every whole number can be written over 1, minus 3/2. In order for us to subtract fractions, we have to have the same denominator, same bottoms. So I'm going to multiply, I will multiply this by 2 because I need this 1 to be the same as this. But what I do to the bottom, I also must do to the top. So 3 times 2 is 6 over 2 minus 3 over 2. 6 minus 3 is 3 over 2. So it's 3/2 that we get is equal to our B when we do 3 minus 3/2, okay? So now that we have our M and our B, remember, don't forget your last step, you got to write the new equation out. So our new equation is going to be y equals -3/4 x plus 3/2. Hopefully you got it. If you didn't, keep on practicing. It will start clicking. The more you practice, you can do this and you will do this, okay? Thank you so much. If you made it this far in my video, thank you for watching, giving me those watch hours, supporting me. I greatly appreciate it. And don't forget to hit that subscribe, follow button, and I will catch you on the last problem. All right, so our last problem, determine whether the equations are parallel. So here we're given x equals 7 and x equals 5. And if you think about this on a graph, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If I'm graphing this first one, x equals 7 would be a vertical line, okay? So we would have a vertical line going up and down, crossing at 7, hopefully, right? So that would be our line for this one. Now, if we're going to graph, let's do pink, x equals 5, we would graph it crossing the x-axis at 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it would be like this, going up and down. Okay. So since these are parallel, right? Since these are parallel, they'll never intersect because they're both going up and down. They have the same slope. But what you have to understand is the same slope is called undefined. These are where the slopes are both undefined because what it's saying is it would be like a number on top over 0, and you can never divide by 0. So that's why these slopes are called undefined. Alrighty, have a wonderful, blessed day. Happy holidays, everyone. And I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.